Hello and greetings. Today is Sunday, October 6th. My name is Tony Hang, reporting from PDoc Films, PDoc Broadcasts. Today I'm going to present to you guys a small series. This series will be concentrated on the Omaha Grainbelt Classic, which is their 51st annual Young Bird race. We're going to talk to Carter Mayotte shortly here. He's going to present to us a little bit about his club, about the auction, the breeders, and then shortly after this series, as we continue on, we're going to get a chance to interview all the breeders. We're going to get a chance to get an insight from them, learn about them, themselves, their birds, how they put birds together, what they look for, and then we're going to talk about the birds that they're going to bring. This event has been a fantastic event. I've been going it for the last 3 years. If you guys are in the Midwest, it's one definitely not to miss. So without further ado, what we're going to do next here is talk to Carter Mayotte. We'll get him on the phone, and let's get this show on the road. With further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Carter Mayotte. Carter, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Carter?
Doing great, thank you.
Hey, I know who you are, but who are you? Can you tell the world who you are? Who am I talking to?
Well, Carter Mayotte, live in Omaha, Nebraska, longtime member of the Omaha Racing Pigeon Association, and flew in the GHC for a while. And this is about my 51st year of having pigeons. So, been around.
Man, that's amazing. Now, you mentioned GHC. I know a little bit about you. Just to kind of give the fans and everybody a little introduction about yourself, I believe you used to live next to Art Heese. Is that correct?
Yeah, lived 2 houses down from Art, and he and I became close, fast friends in a matter of the 3 short years I was there.
Oh, man, that's amazing. And some of the birds that you have currently today, they are a part of that family as well. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're some of my better ones. So, yeah, he's big influence on my life, especially with the pigeons.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, we're not going to get too dive deep into Mr. Carter Mayotte. We will definitely have an interview about this one day, about Art Hees and what you guys have done together. But today, let's talk about the Omaha Grainbelt race. Now, it is your 51st anniversary. And what's the name of your club?
The Omaha Racing Pigeon Association.
Awesome. And how many members does this club have?
Yeah, we're about 22.
22. Now, are you guys a part of a combine, or are you guys a standalone club, or?
Yes, we belong to two combines. We belong with the combine from Sioux City, and then we have the Husker Hawkeye combine, which is basically a long distance combine that they fly two 400-mile races, two 500-mile races, and two 600-mile races every year.
And during that process, you guys are also a part of the Omaha. I'm sorry, the Topeka 400 as well, right?
Yes, yep, absolutely. Yep, we fly well, for you it's 400, for us it's 150.
Oh, so it's a short one for you guys. Okay,
Yeah, very
okay.
short. Yes, yes.
Well, awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about the club, the history of the club, how long it's been together, or if you recollect anything like that for us?
Yeah, I can tell you what I know just because I started in 1971, and so of course all uh, most of those gentlemen, you know, I was lucky enough. I had a came from a divorced family, so but I always say I had one mother but 20 fathers, and so those guys raised me up. So the history I got from them, they returned from the military from the Korean War, and they started the Omaha Flying Club, which then subsequently has morphed into the Omaha Racing Pigeon Club. So, it started sometime in the 1950s, early 50s, I would say.
Wow, that's one heck of a history. Do any of the members currently now, are they anywhere relations to the original members at all? Do you know of?
Not that I know of. No,
Okay.
no.
Now, so you said it started about the 50s. So this is like the 51st classic race. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Now let's talk about that. Now, can you tell me about this club auction, the grain belt, how that started? Did it start kind of like a fundraiser in the beginning for the combine, or tell me a little bit about that?
Well, the Grainbelt itself, the Grainbelt race, we used to have two functions every year. with the Grainbelt race, which initially 50 years ago was not a fundraiser of any sort. It was just, 10 or 12 guys, banding some pigeons and paying for, $5 for the bands or whatever. But we always had a yearly deal. We called it the Weekends with the Legends. And so we had people in here like Tony Malucci, Brad Laverne. I mean, the who's who in America. We had Mike Gannis in here before Mike Gannis knew he was Mike Gannis. So, to do our Weekend with the Legends, which was basically seminars, a pigeon show, and a small auction. And then, I don't know, several years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, I don't know if you ever saw that Reese's peanut butter commercial, but years ago, they used to have one guy was walking down the street with a chocolate bar, and the other guy walking down the street with a peanut butter jar open, and they bumped into each other, and the guy said, "Hey, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter." And anyway, they bit into it, and it was like, "Holy, this is great!" And so we came to say, why don't we combine these two things, these two events, the Grainbelt race and the Weekends with the Legends. So that's kind of how it got started. And then when I kind of decided that this is how we're going to go, I went to the guy who is critical of every race in America and every event, and that's Dwayne Kugler. And I mean that in the greatest sense. In other words, I went to Dwayne and I says, we're going to do this. What do we have to do to make this thing successful? And, first thing, a website that's updated and easy to look at, and publish our race results and things where people can see them. And I would challenge anybody to find another race, even our Midwest conventions and things like that. They don't do anything like that. So it's really increased our footprint on the sport, and so that's kind of how it started.
And that's a awesome story. And everybody, I will be showing you guys the website shortly here. If you guys pay attention to the screen, we're going to show you the Omaha Grainbelt website. They really put a lot of pride into this website, because you can see that you have your entry form, your entry status. They have race results of their regular club. They have a list of their handlers, the location, and then they put artillery out there, including when it is current, they will put up their payout system. So everything is really black and white, which is very, very cool. It's almost like running a convention race all year round, right? Is that correct? I mean, that's kind of how this whole thing is constructed.
Yes, it's basically a convention race as crammed into 2 days.
And that's and this is open to the public, right? Yeah, this is open to anyone that has banded AU bands, right?
Yeah, the race itself, yes, it's open to anybody as long as you're absolutely.
And the distance, how many miles is this race, and what direction are they flying?
This year the race is from the southwest, so we'll be flying somewhere in Oklahoma, and it's 350 miles.
It's a tough one, that's for sure, isn't it?
It can be.
That's awesome. Now, I've been to the Omaha Grainbelt Classic for the last couple years, and for those that have never heard of it before, can you just kind of give me a quick history of what kind of breeders have been to this your event? Can you just kind of shoot some names and let them know who's been to this event as a special guest or breeder?
Well, the special guests and breeders this year is Joe Nemelka from Utah, John Garopoulos, or better known as Johnny the Greek, from North Carolina, and Florian Hendricks from Holland. And they're I don't know, we've been super fortunate in the past. I mean, we've had Ronnie Williamson in here, and this is John the Greek's second time, and we've had basically the who's who in the northern this part of the country, this part of the world, and Oscar DeVries. So, Florian, we've really gotten lucky with Florian this year, just because he's won 2 national races here in the last 2 months. One of the birds that's in his auction that's here is a full brother to the national winner. So, and of course, John Garopoulos, he's and Joe Nemelka, the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, their names everywhere on these warm-off races. So it's their birds, as John's birds have made a huge impact in the Omaha racing. Just yesterday alone, we had a tough 188-mile race, and my first bird was from a Picasso pigeon, and Dwayne had two birds on the drop out of the Wicked Girl pigeon. So this really made a huge impact. And they're super gentlemen, John and Joe I've met personally, and super nice guys and super knowledgeable. So it's a great opportunity.
The great thing is we're going to get a sneak preview. We're going to get to interview all of these guys on PDoc broadcast here. So please stay tuned as we continue this adventure. But before we talk more about that, let's talk a little bit about the artillery that the Grainbelt Classic is going to happen. I'm going to kind of read this down, and then I'm going to stop and if Carter has any insight. But the event's going to start on Friday, October 18th at 4 p.m., basketing at the hotel. Can you tell everybody what the hotel is and where this hotel's at?
Well, the hotel's in actually Council Bluffs, Iowa. It used to be known as the Hilton Garden Inn, but the Horseshoe Casino has bought in the hotel, so now it's the Horseshoe Casino Hotel, I suppose. But it's in the Council Bluffs, right off the interstate. It's at the 2702 Mid America Drive is the address. But it's a nice facility. We've had many events over there, and it's surrounded by shops and restaurants, and of course the casino. So lots of things to do. If the pigeons bore you, then there's lots of things around there to go do.
And he is correct. I was the first time I was in that location was 2014 for the AU convention, and it's a beautiful site. There's casinos all over the place. It's in a central location, easy to access. So even for the ladies, it's a great place for them. They have a Bass Pro Shop next door if you guys are a fisherman. So there's definitely a lot going on. 6 o'clock is basketing. During that time, if I remember correctly, we're welcome to come check out the birds from the breeders. Yes. But make sure to arrange it, right? Arrange with your breeder before you guys ship.
Yeah, we don't typically have a showing, but if the guys are there and the handlers are there, and yeah, they'll show you your birds quickly. Yeah.
All right, and then on Saturday at 8 o'clock at the hotel, there's coffee and donuts. And then 9 o'clock, this is where the cool stuff happened, guys. If you're new to the racing pigeon sport or would like to get a good refresh, this is where you have seminars. You guys have round tables, is that correct? 3 different tables and.
Yeah, well, I think I was talking to Dwayne. I think what he's going to do is each guy is going to make kind of an opening statement, 10 or 15-minute thing, and then it'll be opened up to the room, to the general public, to just ask any questions of anybody. So it won't be so much where there's one guy at one table. They'll be up front, and you can ask them, and whoever you want to ask a question, you'd be able to ask that question.
And the great thing is they set a really good time period for each breeder. So, please be ready to have questions. And it's definitely a seminar that you guys should not miss. And 12 o'clock, everyone heads out to the loft. And if everything goes as planned, they're going to be scheduled to do a post-race party around 6:30, 8 or 9 o'clock. We figure the race. And is that correct for Saturday?
Yeah, sometime after dark. The race will be figured, assuming we have 30 birds or more, because and then the race will be figured, and there's obviously a party that night.
And guys, the Omaha boys definitely know how to party, so please get ready to have fun. It's always been a blast since I'm there. And then Sunday, October 20th, 8 o'clock, another coffee and donuts. 10 o'clock, another round of seminars. And then here's the fun part, guys. And at noon, all 3 of these breeders were opted to also bring pigeons for this auction. Can you tell me about this auction? How many birds they're bringing, especially for Florin? His birds were imported, and where are they at? And can you tell me the status of these guys?
Yes, Joe Nemelko's birds are here. He's bringing 8 pigeons. John Garopoulos, he's driving here, so he's either still up in the air whether he's driving them here or he's shipping them here. I'm not sure. Florian's birds are at Frank McLaughlin's house and will be here Monday. So John, I think, has 22 pigeons, and Florian has 23. And so the birds will be, we're going to be a little pressed for time. Our goal is to have them up on iPigeon by next Wednesday.
Okay, next
So
Wednesday. So everybody, please note. Hopefully by next Wednesday, all the breeders' birds are going to be on iPigeon, the new iPigeon.com. There is a category under the Grainbelt race. Please pay attention to that, as these awesome birds from these three breeders are going to be presented there.
yeah.
And also, there's going to be a live auction. So the live auction is at 2 p.m. Sunday. This is Central Time, October 20th. And at the same time of doing a live auction, there is going to be the live auction on New iPigeon. So if you're not there physically, definitely watch online. And Carter's really good about this. He's got a couple guys that will be available for phone calls, okay? So if you guys are interested in birds and you guys want to bid, they will take phone call bids. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, we'll take phone bids.
And who do we contact for that?
Well, they could contact me.
Okay.
And then we can, I'll set them up with somebody, or, but yeah, well, as long as we know you.
That sounds good. I will post Mr. Carter's information shortly here for you, the people that want to have more questions. Not only that, we are going to be there. PDoc Films are going to be there. We're going to try to broadcast everything live. Last year, I had the opportunity of meeting several people that wanted to get information about birds, how they handle, how they look like, and I was able to do videos for them as well. So please keep me in mind and Carter, and we'll get this show on the road. Before I let you go, Carter, thank you for your time. Is there anything else that you want to add to this conversation?
Yeah, just a couple things. First of all of the gentlemen's pigeons that are coming, their pedigrees are on the Omaha website right now. You can look at those right now before they ever go to iPigeon, if you'd like. And then I'd like to just a special shout out to Don Rydell, who has been he might as well be a member of our club. He's helped us out a tremendous amount with this website and with helping us publish these things. And it's just been a super guy, and really for the boys in Minnesota too. I mean, we've just gotten a ton of support from guys. But this year, I think we have 74 out of area lofts that have shipped in, and we got a lot of return customers. And the one other thing is that if you're a pigeon flyer, you can come to these events, and there's no cover. There's no registration fee. Your food is free. Your beer is free. Everything is free. And so, just a kind of a quick aside, John Timmerman from the California Classic, he sent in a group of pigeons, and I think he sent in 11 pigeons for the $750. And he asked, well, where's the perch fee? Who do I send the perch fee to? I go, there's no perch fee, John. He just couldn't believe it. So our race is cheap. It's, comparatively, and guys like we really thought a few years ago that these one-off races would really hurt us, but they've actually helped us a lot because of the price is very high. But some of the biggest one-off racers are in our race, because essentially we have 5 or 6 all to one-off races every week, and the guys can see the results because they're published. And guys like Baldwin Tilson, he's in here big, John Garopoulos, Joe. So, and they love our race, John Timmerman. So it's really a great race. The price is right, and like I said, there's no registration fee that weekend. You can come. You don't have to buy anything. Just come and have a good time. Talk about pigeons.
That does lead me to one quick thing before we let everybody go. Let's talk about the entry, and I should have talked about this first. So for the Omaha Grainbelt, I'm going to post a flyer shortly here, guys, so please pay attention. First place is $10,000. Now, one bird is $100, 3 is for $250. So as more birds you enter, the cheaper it gets. But let's talk about this red race. Can you explain that? I get a lot of people that question about this. It says $75 for a red bird entry. Can you elaborate on that?
So the red bird entry, being from Nebraska, go Big Red. One of our members who's passed away, his son, in honor of his father, the very first year that we did this, he donated the prize money. And, so basically it's a red, anything that's a red or resembles a red, a silver. I mean, we're pretty liberal. If it's white and it's got a red fret on it, a red mark on it, that counts as a red. But anyway, so those birds are entered into the race for an additional $75. And then they fly they fly in the same race as all of the pigeons. They're eligible for all the prizes, but then there's the redbird portion of it, that all the money that was put into that redbird race, those birds fly for that amount of money, and it's a fun deal. I spent a lot of money trying to buy a red to chase that prize. I've been unfortunately not able to get it done, but there are a lot of good red pigeons that come in. But usually it's, by the time we hit the race, you might be down to 30 pigeons. So you're flying for $3,000 or $4,000 for 30 pigeons. So it's kind of a fun deal.
So America and all around the world, you've heard it from Carter. This is if you got red birds that can do the job, especially at 350. This is where you want to prove it, guys. Send your red birds to Omaha Grainbelt, and we'll see how they do. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, once again, I'm going to let Carter go here. Carter, we appreciate your time, and we will talk to you soon. I will catch up with you on Omaha Grainbelt, and you have a good day. Thank you, Carter.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for helping us out. Appreciate it.
No problem. I'll talk to you later, Carter.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. And as you guys have heard, this was an awesome interview about the Omaha Grainbelt Classic. Please, if you guys get a chance, go visit www.omahagrainbelt.com. Any further questions, you may contact me or Dwayne Krugler at 402-612-7488. All the pigeons that are available are on iPigeon, the new iPigeon.com, that's hopefully by next Wednesday. But you can visit their website and see all the pedigrees that are currently posted up on there. We're going to definitely be there live. We're going to try to broadcast live there. So please keep us in mind for any kind of announcements or future events. And this is Tony Hang signing off with PDoc Broadcast. Thank you and have a great day.